and welcome to my channel. I am Stephanie. This is going to be the March super late wrap up and stats. Okay, if you haven't figured it out, we're in the middle of April. About to finish April. April's about to be done. I'm in the midst of doing VEDA video every day in April, and I had not even planned on doing a March wrap up, even though I have a lot of books to tell you guys about. Yeah, it hadn't fit into my schedule. I hadn't even thought about planning it. Whatever. So this is going to be super quick, because with all the news that I'm about to tell you about, it's going to be real fast. Really fast, right? Okay, so let's just get into the stats for last month in March. So I read 30 books in the month of March. 21 of those were audiobooks, 9 of those were ebooks, and 5 out of the whole 30 were ARCs. That breaks down to 141 hours and 35 minutes of listening, and 7,034 pages in total for all of the books that were read. Here's the breakdown for the ratings. That breaks down to I didn't DNF any books. I had 0 1-stars. I had 1 2-star book. I had 3 3-star books. I had 18 4-star books, and I had 8 5-star books. Okay, so I will be continuing on with this portion of my monthly wrap-ups, which is Blackout 2020, Blackout reading, which means I'll be reading Black authors, and I will be letting you guys know which Black authors I read during the month. This category will be staying. For the month of March, I read We're Going to Need More Wine by Gabrielle Union and Blind Date with a Book Boyfriend by Lucy Eden. The next few categories are going to either be gone or they're going to be really quick and, what have you. So usually I have been doing a sort of genre-a-thon kind of reading challenge. Yep, getting rid of that one. The romance roundabout / romanceopoly. Yep, getting rid of that one. I kind of feel like, hey, I'm not getting any shout outs for participating, so yeah, and participation has not been reciprocated, so for some of the other things that I have been hosting and, things like that. So maybe I'm a little bitter, maybe I'm being a little petty, but bye-bye to that challenge. I'm no longer doing any other challenges as well, except for maybe some readathons, which I will get to. That category will be staying, but for the most part, challenges are non-existent to me at this point. I am more than halfway through my reading goal for the year. And we're only 4 months into 2020. So yeah, I'm gonna crush it. I normally do reading challenges to sort of help myself along, and these past couple years I haven't really needed that. So I'm nixing those. Bye-bye. Readathons that I participated in March. I participated in and co-hosted audio bookathon, which was from March the 8th until the 21st. I did do a vlog for that, I believe. I will link that in the cards if I did. Other than that, I didn't do any other readathons last month. For bookish news, loads went on, but I don't even remember. It's been a crappy March was a crappy month. I mean, the world flipped on its end, quarantine started, people were starting to be deemed essential, even if their jobs didn't feel like they were essential, and yeah, just March was a shit month, pretty much. So the bookish events category will stay, maybe, probably not, being that most places are still under very strict COVID restrictions, so I don't know that I will be going to any more signings. In the month of March, I was supposed to go to a Polycon, but that was canceled. I did do a book haul for it, so I will link that. Nope, right there. Oh, there. in the cards. So you guys can see that if you're interested in finding out what I actually did receive for the super expensive ticket that I got. And then my pre-orders. Alrighty, so here's to the fun part of my video every single month. This category will be staying, and that is my top 5 reads for the month. These are in no particular order. They're just books that really, really spoke to me during the month, and I'm going to talk about them just a little bit here. So, the first one I'm going to talk about is Consequences by Alethea Romig. This I did as a reread, as an audiobook during Audio Bookathon, and I really enjoyed it. I wished that it had a dual narration or dual narrator when it came to the story, because there are so many twists and turns within this beginning of the story. It's not a romance, it's a psychological thriller that ends up making the series into a like romantic suspense series, and it really turned me on to Alethea Romig's writing when I first read it back in 2012, and listening to the audiobook narrated version of it really gave me that emotion and definitely made me dislike characters that I thought I was going to dislike or knew that I disliked back in the day. But at the same time, I really enjoyed getting back into that world and listening to it and reimagining all the things that were going on with it. The next book I'm going to talk about is The Trade by Megan Quinn. This book is about Corey effing Potter. We have heard about Corey Potter in quite a few books, and I loved every single moment of this one. I loved that there was this vulnerability in the male character that you don't see a lot in sports romances, in romance in particular. You know, you get a lot of alpha male sort of characters. This character was an alpha male, but at the same time, you got to see all of his vulnerabilities that he was dealing with throughout the story, and I loved it. Loved it oh so much. The next book I'm going to talk about is Blindsided by Amy Dawes. Once again, this is another book in which you have an amazing male character, but you also get to see a softer, more vulnerable side. This is a friends to lovers trope, and I loved it. I loved the accents that went along with the narration. Will does an amazing job, and he like had me in tears at some points because he just brought that much emotion into this story and into these characters, and I just loved every single minute of it. Mac from this book definitely took Gareth's spot when it comes to my love for the Harris Brothers and Harris Brothers spin-offs. But if I was to pick a Harris brother, it would definitely still be Gareth. But overall in the series and the spin-offs, Mac is my man. Oh, I love Mac. The next book I'm talking about is Make You Mine by Fabiola Francisco. This is another trip into our small town of Everton, and I really, really enjoyed this one. It was swoon-worthy, it had funny moments, and it was just touched my heart oh so much, and I can't wait to see what else happens in this little small town, and I appreciate all the building blocks that we have continued to see from this town and from Fabiola through this town. And then the final book that I'm talking about is We're Going to Need More Wine by Gabrielle Union, and I'm placing this on here because this book really, really spoke to me. Gabrielle Union is a very outspoken actress in the world and in Hollywood and everything like that, and even though she very much uses language that I don't use and kind of get offended in use, the way that she explained it on why she uses different language and the things that she has been through, the fact that she can openly speak about the different things, traumas that she has had in her life and the things that she is dealing with. The stories were like two girlfriends sitting down over a glass of wine, like she says in the beginning of her memoir of the stories, and is like, we're just going to have it out. We're just going to be girls, and this is what I have to tell you, pretty much. And I loved every single moment of that. So, alrighty. So, that is the March wrap up. At this point, if you want to time jump, use the time stamped down in the description box. So if you want to see all of the book covers that I read in the month of March, I will still be doing that slideshow at the end with the breakdown of which weeks you have to go to get the reviews for those books. You are free to go. But if you want to hear my little bye-bye, here it goes. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Also, there's a feedback form down in the description box so you guys can help me improve my channel. This is VEDA, video every day in April. I hope you guys are enjoying this and are, like, getting some good recommendations, having fun with all of the content that I'm putting out, and, you know, are just really enjoying yourself. Other than that, I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.